Hey YouTube, what's up? Scarecrow here, and I am here today to finally get around to getting my Shadow Paladin for standard build out to you. Now that the set is out, I'm delayed because I had some technical issues with my camera, but this is the third time around trying to get this deck profile made, so hopefully it works this time. And yeah, I'm probably going to have more than one build to show you, but this is my initial one, my more mainstream one, probably arguably most likely more competitive. This is typical to what you'll probably see in the meta. So getting started with our zeros, we have our starter, and then I'm playing 8 crit, 4 PG draw, 4 heal. In the past and in my earlier stages of deck building with this, I was running extra draw triggers, but the deck has a lot of draw power to it. Quite a few things can draw cards. There's a lot of deck thinning. So at the moment, I'm of the mindset that more crits is better than draws, because drawing into draws sucks. There's already quite a bit of card advantage that's generated and card draws, so that's what I'm going with now. Just keep the pressure on with the crits, and I'm going to draw a trigger. I'd rather draw a 15 shield. For the grade 1s, we got, of course, our 4 in the main. This card is really good and a huge backbone of the deck. Then we got for Karen, this card, it's basically in here to be called off Maka for free, basically. It just combos with Maka so that you can do Maka for free. Then we got our targets 4 in the main, 3 Swordbreaker. 2 feels like not quite enough, 4 seems like too many. She's just another Maka target, and you can counterblast and draw when you play her, and even if you draw her, you can play her and do the same, but she'll get +5. She's a pretty cool card. It is painful having so much counterblast in the deck, but it's better than nothing, so. And then last, I'm playing 2 Fierce Sword Dragon, another call target off the main, and Fierce Sword is actually like fits a nice little niche in the deck. You can't always afford to, like, counterblast for Swordbreaker, but Fierce Sword, you can call him out to the rear guard, and he'll act as the booster and everything. And then later, if your field's full and you need to like unclog it and play a different card, you can pop off his effect, buff up some cards, then refill that spot he was once in. So it fits a nice spot in the deck. I'm only playing 13 ones because this deck can just generate boosters like really easily and call them out and tutor them and stuff. So if they can play a little bit less, since you're just gonna be able to like grab them all the time. For the 2s, I'm playing 12 grade 2s because one of this deck, the strongest aspects of this deck is its turn 2, which it can have a really strong turn 2. So I figure playing 12 grade 2s just to increase the ability to push really hard on that second turn. First, I got 4 Blaster Dark. Yeah, this guy is a terrible rear guard in all honesty, but a really good Vanguard ride, like a really good Vanguard ride. The opponent almost never has back row, or has rear guards in general on your turn 2, and if they do, they have 1 or less, you can just pop them off. If not, yeah, usually the only time that comes up is like Neo Nectar, but yeah, he's a pretty bad rear guard, but the great Vanguard riding, because I said the turn 2 part of this deck is so strong. I figure let's feed into it. Plus, there's not like fantastic other options rear guard wise to pick over him. So next we got 4 Maka. She's still a pretty good card because she works on Vanguard and rear guard, and she gives you a plus and buffs. Mostly she's in here to combo with Karen. Usually I don't use her a lot out of like until I see the two of them together because the deck is so counterblast heavy. But it is pretty good for like what it does. Speaking of another Vanguard on-ride skill, we have Trumpeter here. Just two of it. Its job is really just go grab Nemain most of the time. And you don't really want to like overdo it on that, especially since this card's a counterblast. So two is just fine. Works on Vanguard and Rearguard. And it can buff when your grade 1 guys get called out, and that's helpful. Make this card a little bit like, it is a 9k, so at least one buff helps. And then the last grade 2 is 2 Cathbad. He's still a pretty good card in terms of like getting really big. As far as my last grade 2 spot, struggle with deciding which one I like most. At the moment I'm on him. I haven't found the Lancer like helpful enough with the counter charge, so I'm just going with this guy to be a big beat stick. Like I said, this deck is strong in turn 2, so I want to have a lot of strong turn 2 cards. Then for the grade 3s, we got 4 Phantom Blaster. He's still a really good card. He clears fields, puts in on hit pressure. Sometimes his Soul Blast helps. And then to balance out the deck, we got our 4 Gust Blasters. These cards are like good together in the sense that like where one of them can like not be that great, the other one like makes up for it. Like if you need just to like clear field, Phantom Blaster is good at that. If you need like just minor field control but on hit pressure consistently, Gust Blaster is good for that. So like where Phantom Blaster is not good against like a protect deck, Gust Blaster is better in that position because he's not as much a commitment, and they still gotta like PG him without you having to like counterblast for it necessarily, just to get the crit on. And he still pops their rear guards, but you don't give as many of your resources. So yeah, yeah, that is it for this deck. Thank you for watching.